Welcome, everyone. Glad to have you here this morning. I'm Bob Floden. I'm the Dean of the College of Education at Michigan State University. And on behalf of the college, I welcome all of those who are here, and I welcome those who are viewing us via the live stream. And this is an event co-sponsored by the College of Education and the Education Policy Center. The director of the Policy Center is Bill Schmidt. Right here, wave your hand, Bill. Bill Schmidt, the director of the Policy Center. We're really excited about this meeting today. When Bill and Rebecca Jacobson and I were talking about what sort of an event we might do for the Policy Center, we thought about teacher preparation and noticed that there are a lot of new teacher education providers in the environment these days. But there's been little discussion about the specific features of the different programs. The discussion tends to be pretty superficial. Oh, this is new, the structure is different, the providers are different. And sometimes it gets described as the difference between alternative certification or alternative preparation and traditional, but that also doesn't go, discussion doesn't go very deep. And for those of you who've looked into this, the studies of alternative certification versus traditional have typically found that there's as much variability among the alternatives as there is among the traditional programs. Similarly, the discussion around policy around teacher education, who should be providing it, what it should look like, has tended to be relatively superficial, and with people often talking past one another. So we thought it would be helpful to have a discussion where we could have some people from different providers who would come and talk in somewhat greater depth and write pieces of even greater depth, and we could have some discussion among those. We have asked each of the people who are leading a teacher preparation program to talk about what are the core goals for their initial teacher preparation. What is the program doing in order to meet those goals? What are some of the features of the specific things, distinctive things about the program that they're doing to meet the goals? And how will the program know if it's successful? And we thought, well, that would be a good centerpiece for the program. So today, before lunch and after lunch, we're going to be hearing from 4 different programs. And then we thought we would try to set this in context, and both historical and in the broader context of policy. So in the morning, we're going to start with a historical look at teacher preparation, and then a look at the teacher preparation landscape today overall, both in terms of the general ways in which people are addressing these same questions. What are we trying to do? How do we think we're going to achieve those goals? How will we know if we're successful? And some more specific information about the teacher preparation, the people coming out of teacher preparation programs in the United States today. And in the afternoon, after the presentation of the programs, we will have some discussions that would step back a bit and talk about policy issues, about the future of teacher preparation, and about who is participating and leading the discussions about what teacher preparation will be like in the future. So we've also structured this so that we would have time for discussion among the various people we're having speaking. So I have all of them up here on the stage now, and you will see this several times during the day where they'll come back after listening to a presentation and sit up in the front here, and we'll have a half an hour roughly reserved for discussion among the participants so they can dig deeper into some of the points that have been raised, some of the issues that have been raised. It's a very full agenda, so I'm going to, with the help of Gretchen Ewert, my assistant, who's sitting down here, and I'm pointing the presenters down there. She will be holding up a sign that says 5 minutes and 1 minute and no minutes, and please wrap up then. Because we've got a full agenda and there are people who have to go catch a plane right at the end of the meeting, so we can't run over today. So please keep to the time. We hope that we probably won't have time, given that, for comments and questions from the audience. Maybe you can grab people in a break or at lunchtime and talk to them, or use social media or email to communicate with some of the people. For those of you who are here, there are brief bios of each of the presenters in the handout. When we put this up on the web, we will provide the bios up on the web as well. But let me just say a couple words about each of them before we get started. So going my left to right, your right to left. Jack Schneider is a professor at Holy Cross. He's an educational historian. Suzanne Wilson is a professor at University of Connecticut. She does work in teacher education, and we're proud to say that she was for many years a faculty member here at Michigan State University. Bill Schmidt, also from Michigan State University, does work in statistics and educational policy and is the director of the Education Policy Center. Emily Feistwitzer, for many years was the person to go to if you wanted information about alternate certification, alternate preparation in teacher preparation. She is now the CEO of a new teacher preparation program called Teach Now. Arthur Levine was for a number of years the president of Teachers College. He's now the head of the Woodrow Wilson Fellowship Foundation and is also starting a teacher preparation program in conjunction with MIT. Karen Hammerness is at the Museum of Natural History in New York City. She has done teacher education at other institutions before that. Julie Cohen at the University of Virginia, also doing work in teacher education. Diana Lease, now at the University of Carolina, in Chapel Hill, formerly at the University of North Carolina, Eastern Carolina University, which is the largest producer of teachers for the state of North Carolina. And now, sit forward. Who's next? Aaron Grogan is at TNTP, was the New Teacher Project, also a proud alum of Michigan State. Ken Zeichner at the University of Washington in Seattle. Ron Marks, Dean at the School of Education at the University of Arizona. And down on the far left, my far left, your far right, Rebecca Jacobson, Associate Director of the Education Policy Center on the faculty here at Michigan State University. And we also have in the audience Renee Clift, the co-author of the presentation that Ron Marks is going to give, also at the University of Arizona. So I think I'll stop there and we'll start with the first presentation. Now what we're going to do, during the presentations, I'm going to excuse everybody else on the podium who can go down here into the seats in the front so that they can see what's being projected up on the slides. And when we get to discussion, everybody will come back up to the front. I think I'll stay up here at the front as well so I can poke him if he starts to run over. Okay? Thank you very much. Thanks for being here.